This maternal and child nutrition health project followed up on the heels of the rapid response nutrition improvement project, which was a 3 million project that came in 2012 up till 2013. 2014 it closed, and when that project closed, we thought about getting another project on a wider scale trying to address health and nutrition issues. Because by then, if you look at the epidemiology, some of the indicators that we were trying to work on, some were really not doing very well, some were just stagnant, and some were regressing. Uptake was very low. So from day one, the PDO, the project development objective, was to increase the utilization of community nutrition and health services that are being offered in the country. Some of the indicators that we wanted to change were indicators surrounding maternal nutrition, maternal health, and child nutrition. For example, in those days, women rarely do go to the health facility during their first trimester. And then they also never completed their 3 antenatal clinic visits, and at the same time, institutional delivery was very low.
We are tired. We go to the clinic at Karantaba, leaving our housework behind, with the child on your back, walking more than 4 kilometers. Then you go home again to cook for the family. It is very difficult, and things have changed.
Going to the health center in Sambakala and Dungukebe is too far. It's about 4 kilometers. So we face a lot of difficulties on the way, using local donkey as transportation. It's so risky. We experienced a lot of accidents. My wife was a victim. She hurt her leg and was admitted at the hospital in Banjul for 3 months.
We used to have candles to light after Nawek working hours, which was very bad. You know, many accidents can come, fire and other things. We graduated from candle lights to kerosene lamps, you know, just to make sure nurses and doctors see what they are doing, especially in the delivery room.
Before, when women were in labor, because giving birth doesn't have time. It can be at any season, rainy season or dry. It can be in the morning or afternoon or night. When the time comes, you must deliver. Not all of us have the means to go to Sanitation because it is very far, and that's the closest health facility. Now, if your wife has to deliver at night, you will need to borrow or rent a donkey cart to take the pregnant woman to the hospital. You have to lay the pregnant woman in the donkey cart, the escort and the young man riding the cart. We all know a woman in labor cannot stay still. She'll be twisting and turning on the way. Sometimes you even have to stop the cart to give her a break to squat, kneel or lie down just to relax. Then she comes back up again because Salikenya is very far, and that is what she's going through to face the whole journey. When she arrives at the clinic, you hand her over to the doctors to do their part when she's already very tired from the long journey to Salikenya. If she's lucky, she will deliver quickly, or else she would face with another struggle before she delivers. It is a blessing if she delivers with the help of God, or she might be referred to Salikenya once again.
Farafenni General Hospital is a tertiary healthcare facility responsible for providing tertiary healthcare services to the catchment area populations that we serve, and this is the whole of North Bank region, Lower River region, and part of Central River region. We receive referrals from all the health facilities across North Bank region, the Lower River region, and part of Central River region. We also provide outpatient services to this catchment area population, knowing very well that our health facilities are not adequately equipped and well-staffed to provide even the basic primary healthcare services. People all over the region and beyond the region comes also to Farafenni General Hospital to seek for services.
And if you look at the epidemiology of maternal mortality in the Gambia, is very high. And we thought the only way that we can change that scenario is to make sure that we invest in women, making sure that they go to the health facility as soon as they discover that they are pregnant, and also to continue going to the health facility until they deliver, and when they deliver also to be attended by a skilled attendant, so that in case of any eventuality within the hospital environment, somebody can take care of them. And we don't only stop there. We also wanted them to come after delivery for at least 3 postnatal care visits, because those are also times when we lose many of our women. But we don't only stop with women, we also look at the area of children, because we knew that infant mortality is high in the country, malnutrition is high in the country. So we also try to look at how to improve the nutritional status of the children.
We know the equipment and drug supply is a centralized budget. We are not giving our allocation in terms of money to provide those services for ourselves. They are centralized, drugs are procured centrally, equipments are procured centrally and then distributed from the central point of delivery, that's the National Pharmaceutical Services. So you will see to it that as a result of the demand, we usually have shortages, and in some instances even absence, total absence of certain basic equipment.
Where I am right now is very far for a pregnant woman, especially during the rainy season. Traveling to reach the facility was not easy. When we delivered, 2 women had to share the same hospital bed with their newborn babies after delivery. That was not good.
You cannot bring a laboring mother on a dry metal bed to be lying. She's in pain, and we are subjecting her to another pain unnecessarily.
Fonsa turo ke parce que ni man kuro turo ke nde domoro sotola
kotu mon tolla ni sato kono janka bata bag dika tur lam soto nin tata faroto ado ko keje yeti nyan do ko la ibe batade ye jine ni wo bata ye futa ye mano so kulu kono walla tubanyo ni di wo kumbota ya sika ya bam ibe turo la taro be bala dinni wo ba susu le ko kono walla ni ko be sembo bala ada e fadi ikoko tarta o man turo le daja ni nga turo samba mane do be je nga fole so soto do be je nta soto ni dinni wo tata na man tu ina e murna
mino fala muinin de kono mina nangi ngala nangudo ngal muininta dare bobo ombo wulla balle minen masino
women will travel 2 to 3 kilometers to their gardens to fetch water. Where they are fetching water to, monkeys and baboons drink from those wells. And as they don't know the sterilizing system, this causes a lot of havoc to the community. The children will have diarrhea and all type of sicknesses that one can get, skin diseases, and all those things that somebody can get it from the drinking of that water. And also not only that, it takes time for them to water their gardens, come home, and then start their domestic problems. So, and with those who don't know, those who don't have the knowledge of sterilizing the water, where the baboons and monkeys drank from, only takes the water like that.
Going to the toilet was very difficult because we never had enough toilet here. And when it rains, most of our toilets get destroyed. Most of the kids go behind the houses to ease themselves.
Women really suffered a lot. We go to the forest to fetch water. The water we fetch from the forest is what we use to wash our hands. We used to wash our hands from the same bowl when it is time to eat.
Accommodation is a problem before in the health facility. We also have a shortage of drugs in the health facility before. Also cleansing or sundry materials that are used for cleaning and other environmental sanitation materials are all problems when it comes to the facility. Before, health staff or the nurses are not staying in the campus. Most of them are staying outside where they have a whole facility, which we also renovate for them to accommodate them, and it is very far from the health facility. Nurses find it very difficult to be traveling from the village to the health facility.
A lot of challenges have been happening, and those are affecting the system and of course having impact on the care of delivery and quality of care being offered to our clients. So some of those challenges include poor infrastructure, lack of medical equipment, insufficient supply of drugs, and of course water shortage, electricity problem.
Before, it is very difficult when we have patients that comes like asthmatic patients. We don't have a nebulizing machine.
Some of the indicators that we were trying to work on, some were really not doing very well. Some were just stagnant and some were regressing. So this time around, we engaged the bank and told them we want to come up with a bigger project, that would address not only nutrition issues but also health issues. Based on those, we were able to come up with certain indicators. This type of project has a two sides. It has a demand side and it has a supply side. The supply side was basically dealing with the health facilities, and the demand side was dealing with the communities. This project was funded by the World Bank to the tune of 21 million United States dollars. In RBF, there is this principle of separation of functions. You cannot be the player, the referee, the spectator. Different people have to play so that the conflict of interest issue will not be there. And then each and every component, you have the finance, the phone holder, you have the purchaser, you have the regulator. All of these functions need to be separated. So when they did an assessment around in the country and they found out that the agency already had all these things that you need as far as fiduciary arrangement and management are concerned. We have a good procurement system, we have a good M&E, a robust M&E system. They said, okay, since NANA is a semi-autonomous agency, since NANA is a subvented agency and is not answerable to the Ministry of Health, then we can play the role of fund holding. So actually, all the monies that were supposed to get into this project, was lodged at the National Nutrition Agency here. When we request for money through the Ministry of Finance, they replenish and then we work, and then every quarter we write back our reports and send it back to the bank.
The Ministry of Health is responsible for the health sector in this country. They are responsible for any implementation of any health activity that goes around in the Gambia. When the project came through support from the World Bank, it was implemented by the Ministry of Health with the National Nutrition Agency.
RBF is different because other projects or other financings, because these are all part of the health financing system. In other health financing, they use input. You want your laptops, you want your motor vehicles, you want your lab things. You come and they buy it for you. But this time, what we do, or what RBF is all about, you select a number of indicators and say that I want you to work on these indicators. They put it in their business plan. You sign a kind of a MOU or a contract with them. They go and implement. And if they change, if they report back to you, you don't just go and say, okay, for example, if they say that 100 women attended antenatal clinic, you don't just accept those figures. You have to go back, verify and counter-verify it. When you verify and counter-verify, you pay them an amount of money. And this money belongs to them.
M&E is beyond just data. It's also our mandate to be doing the quarterly joint monitoring. So now what we have decided, initially, NANA will do their own monitoring, and then the RBF committee also will do their own monitoring. So we decided to join the two to make it a joint monitoring, even with the FNS. The FNS also, you have the livestock and also an agriculture. So as I said, there are so many entities, stakeholders in this project. So one have to make sure that each one of them is playing their role as far as the project is concerned.
The link between the FNS and the project is that it wants to build the resilience of households in the rural communities, able to consume diversified foods to improve their nutritional levels, particularly for the poor and the vulnerable. So at design, there was a need to kind of put some elements of building resilience for those households through a targeting criteria.
I am speaking on the project brought here by NANA, the nutrition project.
So households were targeted based on nutritional surveillance data from NANA annually.
Before the project came in, we had a lot of malnourishment cases.
And those households were targeted in the regions, and then we moved down to the villages where a community-based targeting criteria was set. So the communities were able to give us households that were vulnerable based on some criteria indicators. The communities were asked to identify on their own what kind of input they would need to build their nutritional levels by building resilience. So they asked for small ruminants. Small ruminant means sheep and goat. They asked for bucket gardens, and they also asked for poultry. And these were supplied to them.
Now when the sheep delivers, I will use its milk to feed my children. And when the small sheep grows up, I give it to someone else who also needs help just like me.
Since the project came in, we have seen a lot of improvement and less malnourished cases. Children are receiving treatment normally and we live healthier lives, not like before.
Alongside knowing that they are vulnerable and they can have some issues with cash to kind of buy foods or also to do for medication, they are giving a kind of $1,000 cash transfer.
The money given to us is added onto our income. We use it to buy food so that our children can live healthier lives.
The community have a contract, the DCD also have a contract, the RAG have a contract, NANA as an institution also have a contract, the RBF committee also have a contract. So at the end of every quarter, we prioritize. We try to prioritize like maybe facilities that have issues. Normally we will visit about 50% of the facilities. So every quarter we will come up with issues. What are the issues that we have found, our observation. In fact, we will also look at the data. Which of the facilities has been having mistakes over the past quarter or have lost some money. So we look at that. If a facility like that exists, then we will prioritize it to be part of our monitoring list. We also look at the communities, if there are problems with the VDC, because obviously if the VDC is having a problem, it will also affect the implementation of their project. And we also try to take those communities on board, and also like mismanagement of funds. If we realize that maybe certain facilities are not putting the money in the right use, we can also prioritize them.
When the project started, the REDs were basically the target. With central level, we are only doing the issue of management and trying to coordinate, but the actual implementation was done by the REDs. The REDs were contracted. In their contract, they are supposed to be monitoring, supervising the facilities around their catchment area, around that particular region, and giving all the quality of care support when it comes to technical issues.
Around 1992-1993, the National Nutrition Agency thought about why don't we work with the village development committees and establish what we call village support groups. This is how the birth of the village support groups come into being. It started in Kiang and Jara with 12 communities.
We have about 10 indicators at the VDC level. Like for example, if I say knowledge is about trying to gauge the proportion of mothers who can cite about 4 complementary foods for their children. At the community level, if you talk about the practice, is about like number of hand washing stations in the village, number of latrines covered with water and soap, and the waste management.
But when this project came, as I told you earlier on, there is a supply side, there is a demand side. For them, they were the people who were supposed to do the demand side, because we wanted to bring the linkage between the communities and the health facilities, because without the people coming to the health facilities, you don't have health.
When the project came in, the nurses came to our village and told us that there is a new project we should join. So we went there and have a discussion with them before joining. They told us if you see any signs of pregnancy, even if just for 2 months, you should come and join. When I heard of it, I was pregnant, so I came and talked to the nurses, and they told me I could join. Then I spoke to my husband and he gave me permission, so I joined the project. and I really thank God for it. I realized a lot of changes in my life. The project has enhanced not only my health and nutritional status, but I benefited financially and my child is really healthy and compared to others. And since then, the hospital continues to improve.
Each facility have some areas, the villages that they go for outreach. And that is they go there every month, at least once per month for outreach. Outreach meaning they go and perform all the services that they perform at the facility level, they do at that community at that particular day. And it starts by involvement of the VDC and the VSGs around those fragment areas, around those villages.
Ajube, fana nyin suute. Nyin suute lako. Kodi, iyo. Wala nada masuute no.
Akamulu wole de.
Kodi.
Kewni muso bi aka lepta no.
Iyo kodi.
Docteur be loro ba kondo.
Iyo. Kewni muso mi bi aka lepta no. Abita aka no sile. Iyo ten da ile matale. Bari ma jabi bambandi na be forli. Abita aka no sile.
Some time ago, when people get sick in the community, to transport them out of the village to the health facility was not easily done. For example, there used to be no nutrition education, but we were able to sign contracts with the VDC and the VSG so that the VSG members, through the social and behavior change communication material that we develop, domesticated to their level, will go around the households, educate the pregnant women, tell them about the danger signs of pregnancy, tell them if they want to deliver, let not them deliver in the village, but let them deliver at the nearest health facility.
Well, each village now have the VSG group and the VDC, all the villages. So now this message is sent to them, and they will always be informing their women, reminding them that the clinic day is this day, you need to go for the clinics. So those women who need to go to clinic, go to the clinic. And when they go, the clinic starts with sensitization, information sharing, about giving information on what has happened, the latest thing. Maybe if there are something they're expecting, like they're having patients, more patients on diarrhea, for example, an example, like diarrhea is having going to the facility always, or malaria. Now that's going to be a topic that they will start with when they go to the outreach and start discussing that issue. That look, we have been seeing a lot of malaria cases. Now, what's the problem?
Can anyone tell me the danger signs of pregnancy? Yes, the danger signs. Yes, bleeding during pregnancy, that's one. Yes. Having a stomach ache. A weak body. Yes. A hot body. Or seeing blood or water coming from you. All you have mentioned here are danger signs of pregnancy. But remember what we always advise you. If anyone see any of these signs, you should report to the clinic. We have told you that we are open from 8 in the morning to 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. But if you see any of these signs, go to the main hospital.
So basically the benefits of the RBF results-based maternal and child health nutrition project activities cannot be overemphasized. It has improved access. Healthcare seeking behavior of our communities has greatly improved in terms of how soon they come to the health facility to seek for service when they are sick. Particularly the labor ward, where we recall that from history, the greater percentage of our women were attended to by traditional birth attendants. Now we have seen a significant improvement on that. I may not be able to quote the statistics for that because it has a community link that the RHD can be able to say. But for the institutional deliveries, it has increased from 54% to 100%. Skilled institutional delivery. From 2017 to date, all the deliveries that are conducted in this hospital are conducted by skilled attendants. Before, we used to have problem in availability of skilled personnel, but the project has also helped us to negotiate for more skilled personnel. And before that was not possible for all the deliveries to be taken care of by skilled personnel. But now we can comfortably say that from 2017 to date, all the deliveries are attended to by skilled personnel.
So again, capacity has been built. Because now, as you say, you go to the facilities, they can display their graphs, you know, taking in charge of their own thing.
What we did as a project, we recruited some people, you know, and posted them into the regions as project staff, and these are highly skilled people, people who have been in the system, and they are not only from the Ministry of Health. Some of them were recruited from the private sectors, you know, others were working for other sectors, you know, and when we advertised these positions, they came and they were ready to go up country to be the eyes and the ears of the project. But the most motivation comes from the regional health directorates, the health facilities, and the communities. Because as I told you earlier on, RBF is based on contracting. We agree on a certain set of indicators. You implement those indicators. We come and verify and counter-verify, and upon that we transfer an amount of money to you. With regard to the health facilities, 40% goes back to staff incentives and 60% goes back to the development of the health facility. So what will happen when they share this money? They share it according to how you work, I mean your contribution toward the whole process. And this has brought a lot of team spirit among themselves, because it was kind of a competition. Because they talk to each other. How much is your facility earning there? So we are earning 20,000, 30,000. How do we move up to 50,000? It's by increasing or making our indicators move up. So that alone brings the team to work together with this team spirit, which was not very forthcoming, because each and every one would like to say, okay, we need to increase our earnings, we need to increase our incentives, and we make sure that all these things that we sign for, we look at them. For example, the completeness of the registers. For example, you know, looking at the reporting time, looking at the indicators, looking at how many women do you get during the month to come for ANC, how many are delivering in our health facilities. All those things, you know, increased their motivation, and they were really highly motivated up to a point that now when you post somebody from the central region to the peripheries or to the provinces, you know, they are willing to go, because they have seen the improvement not only in terms of monetary terms, but also in improving their environment, because there are certain health facilities that have taken their money. What do? They did not share. They build quarters for themselves where they can stay comfortably. Others have even improved their office environment. And through the project, we were able to help them, you know, to get air conditioners, get very good furniture, you know, get water supply, the environment is clean. So just to make the working environment conducive for them. So these are all motivating factors, you know, for one now to work in the rural areas. But the other one, and the most important one, is about the satisfaction of the clients. Because at the end of the day, if the people that you are working for are satisfied with the work that you are doing, you know, that's also serves an incentive you, the worker, to do more. And I think, you know, the praises that they are getting from the communities is very high, and that's also very motivating for them. And seeing things happening during their era when they are there. You come to a health facility, there is no water supply, there is no electricity. And during your time, you get the water supply, you get the electricity, you know, you are able to buy television that you use for your leisure time, you know, the whole team coming around and watching football match or watching some other programs. I think it was very highly motivational.
On my right-hand side, the building you are seeing, it was built by the project, and it was not there. It was just a small structure built by the Ministry of Health. But when we started this project in 2016, we start, because the project, they gave us 100%. 60% goes to the facility infrastructure, and the 40% goes to the staffs. All these structures you are seeing, it was put into our business plan, and then we implemented accordingly.
At the facility level, that relationship is now very much cordial. And in fact, staff are more committed to serve now than before.
RPF has come to at least help us change or improve whatever we are doing. So we have taken that strategy greatly. Hospitals cost approximately 1.5 million per quarter. And 60% of this money goes to the development of the hospital. This is why you can see all this development in the hospital. If you go around, you'll see them inside the hospital ward, outside the ward, protective GS for the cleaners. Those are the environment and other things. Even we dug a borehole out of the subsidies. Water used to be a challenge. NAWEC supplies used to be erratic in terms of water supply. No, we dug our own borehole. This is supplying us clean water, constant clean water. This is very, very important. And we want to maintain this strategy. RBF or no RBF, Bansa Hospital will continue maintaining this because we've seen it, that it is a very good strategy. We have maintained inside RBF strategy as one of the strategies that maintain peace, development, and motivation. That is carrot and carrot. We see staff are very dedicated now. You hardly see someone coming to work late. You can hardly see someone roaming about in terms of when he's supposed to work. They always focus on whatever they need to do. If in meetings, myself not conducting meetings, I have something to be deducted from my subsidies.
Bansang, they have doctors who are capable and they have facilities that they are able to use to take care of the secondary service, to provide secondary services. So that is a comparative advantage within the region. All other health facilities, for example, they have almost 9 health facilities within Central River region. They all send their referrals. When they have those cases, they send the referrals to Bansang Hospital to take care of the services. So automatically, they they earn more from that. The issue of data quality is also very, very important, because what we do, if the data that is reported from the health facility and the one that we verified, if there is difference of plus or minus 5%, the facility will lose that money. They will not be paid. So during at the start of the project, when they started implementing the project, they used to have issues with data quality. What is reported and what is been verified, they used to have problem with that. But within the health facility, the management, they instituted what they call internal data verification committee that looks at the data. When they collect the data, the committee will sit and look at the data before they report the data. In fact, so that has resulted to them not losing any of their indicators for a very long time. So the data quality has improved in the health facility, so at Bansang Hospital. That also resulted to them getting a lot of money at the end of the month.
I came here yesterday. I woke up and saw blood on me. They brought me here. Caesar has really done a lot for me. Since yesterday, he has been doing well for me. He has made me laugh wherever I go. The blood that I was seeing right now, I cannot see it anymore. Right now, just having a child is what I wish. You pray for me to have a child peacefully.
So when the project started, during the pilot phase, we were able to generate some funds. Those funds were used to rehabilitate the fallen fence, construct the gates, and repaint the whole facility, buy some drugs in order to attract more patients to come to the facility. So the project have done a great job during that pilot, so that is why it was extended to other regions. So the staffs who were also here were very committed to see to it that the project succeed in order to be extended to other projects. The project has contributed a lot towards supplementing the efforts of the Ministry of Health towards giving adequate or relevant quality health services to its citizens.
The husband school is very important. We have realized in this country that a family planning services has been here for many, many years. But still now, if you go to the statistics, what we're talking about is about 9%, which is very, very slow, very, very small. And although it is improving, but that has been the figure that we have been always quoting. The problem is, it started by, I think it was a misunderstanding or misrepresentation or break in communication somewhere. The target was the women. Like, let's go for the women and let them go for family planning. But eventually we came to realize that we are leaving a very important component in family planning. That's why we are not moving very fast. Although we are moving, but not very fast. And the component we are leaving out is the men. Because without involvement of the men, the women would be scared to go, they would think about their marriage, breaking of the, because it can lead to a lot of things. But traditionally for us, we know, Gambians especially, we go for many wives and many children. That's something that is normal. You can see men now escorting their women to go to outreach stations, to outreach. You can see men carrying their babies now, their young ones, helping the woman to the clinic. It was not like that before.
Since the project started, the way I see people coming to the clinic has increased compared to before. There are many benefits now in coming to the clinic. When I leave Pakau and come to this clinic, the nurses are very happy. The women are also happy seeing a man come to the clinic because they see a man coming to take care of his family.
Hey, yar fandu. Akwaye bango musolwo. Irwa anin tesito. Aye, kwanya be musoli munna. Irwa anin tesito. Akaye bango musolwo. Nabaji.
Mom, I'm going to the milling machine before the operator leaves. This machine has made things very easy for us. I have to pound this quickly. My brother, please help me pound this quickly. It's going to be our meal tonight. Before this machine came, things were very hard for us. Even when it was raining, our children used to ride their bikes to far places just for us to be able to get our grains pounded. But we are really happy now having this machine here, as it has made things very easy for us.
This has been a great help to the facility because of the RBF projects that have been here for some years now. So right now this is what the patients need, but we have checked the OSAT, that's the oxygen saturation, and everything is at normal range.
We really thank God for this RDF project, and we pray that this project goes forward. We really want this project to enhance, and then because we came here and had very good medication from this project. My daughter has really recovered, and it's due to this project. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
I was very weak when I was coming here. I was in so much pain, but now I feel better. Everything is normal. I'm fine now. The clinic has improved its services so much.
This project has brought a lot of improvement in our community. We have also gained a lot of knowledge from it. They have taught a lot of our people. 95% of our women now know the benefits of the RBF project through Nana's support. Now, we know how to protect ourselves and our health. They have came to teach us how to take care of ourselves. They have taught us that there is no other way to a good health apart from cleanliness. Now we know that we should not put our hands in the jars to fetch water if they are not clean. Now we know that we should also wash our hands before eating. Every compound and toilet in this village has a sanitary system. Anywhere you go to in the community, you will find a toilet and a tap to be able to take care of yourself. And this has really brought a lot of changes. Everyone in this village can attest to it. Within these 2 years, Nana has brought unity in our communities. We can say that the project has increased collaboration and teamwork in the village. Before, many of us did not know each other, but now when you call for a meeting, everyone comes together just to find out what Nana has for us. And this is because of the interest they brought into the village. Because we could not do this by ourselves. We have tried to rehabilitate the RCH, but we could not do it. But when Nana came with the project and we signed a contract that said if we do a certain task, they will pay us, then we knew that we had to step up to gain results.
I can tell you this project has brought not only improvement in quantity in terms of the volume of people that come, but also the services have improved quite a lot. If you ask me about my view, I will tell you, and I am a strong believer, because seeing is believing. Over the past 4 years, we have seen a lot of things that have changed. Huge changes have taken place within the Ministry of Health, and especially within the health facilities and the communities. If you had to ask me, I will say let the government of the Gambia adopt RBF as one of the health financing mechanisms, because it cannot be the only mechanism. There are other mechanisms like the input-based, like health insurance, and they are all part of the whole gambit of health financing. But I'm a strong believer of results-based financing, and I will continue to advocate for it to be used as far as the health system and other sectors are concerned.